I've always struggled with racing and video games. In order to improve, I decided to dive in head-on, believing there is no better way to actually improve. Welcome to my Trackmania story. Trackmania, a game that hinges purely on skills. No boosters, no upgrades, no new cars. Every player gets the same car and competes on the same tracks. It's a fair battle of skill and precision. There is no one to blame but yourself. So, here is my story of how I embarked on a mission to achieve author time medals on the first 10 tracks of the summer 2023 campaign in just 1 week. Before we start, for anyone who did not play Trackmania, each track has 4 medals: bronze, silver, gold, and the author time medal, which is the fastest and the goal I set to get for this video. Day 1 is all about experimenting with the game. I tried a keyboard and a controller setup, feeling what I'm comfortable with, and I decided to go with the PS5 controller just because I can control how much I steer, compared to the 1 and 0s of the keyboard, or at least my cheap keyboard. The objective that I set myself for day 1 is to discover the game, getting a feel on how driving works. And I realized, depending on each ground that I'm racing above, the car feels somehow different. 2 hours in, and I managed to finish all of the 10 tracks. And I even got author time medal completely by accident on the first ice track. But the other track splits were not so good. After booting the game again, and after some very bad driving, I knew my improvements would be slow as I struggled to finish some of the maps. And I knew that I needed to incorporate what I learned, and this is an Uber summary of what I learned. While the car is in the air, use brake to reduce airtime. Basically, when the car is flying, it's not accelerating, and we need to air brake to reduce the fly time. Steering 100% in all turns make the car slips, so we need to adjust the steering angle for each turn and for each speed. And I guess this comes with experience. Wet wheels tend to slide, so when turning with wet wheels, do small taps on the turning buttons. Not all turns are good for braking. Releasing the accelerating and turning the car is better in some cases. So, taking all these notes and more, trying the tracks again, I recorded great improvements on all the maps, less crashes, less resets, and better timing overall. Still, nowhere close to author time medals, but the progress is promising so far. In these 2 days, I focused on getting gold medals on all the remaining tracks and getting closer to my goal. And here is how I did for each stage. I was getting good speed, but I kept missing the major turn, so did not do any good improvements, just a few microseconds each run. Major progress on track 2, shaved the whole second, and now I am few milliseconds away with the author time medal. So I felt really proud of my achievement. Many crashes. No major improvements. Decided to try it for fun and managed to beat my personal best by 24 milliseconds. Getting closer to author time, driving better lines, getting better slides. No progress at all, same as day 2. In these 2 tracks, I did a great run on day 3, improving by almost 1 second, and sadly on day 4, I got burnt out, no improvements. This track made me dizzy so much, I hated running it and barely touched it on day 3. But on day 4 and on the first time, I got a new personal best, still 0.7 seconds away from author time medal. Track 10 is my favorite track to run on this game so far. Easy turns, high speed, but if you mess something up, 1 turn and you lose all the progress. I have been getting slow progress on this map. At each run, you feel there is more and more room for improvement. Kind of depressing progress so far. Only got 1 more author time medal, barely on track 1, but other tracks I got so close on getting author time medal, but no luck. And what I mean by no luck, that each time I get a good run, I manage to mess it up in the last turn. So I would say no skills and no composure, rather than blame my luck. Only 1 day left. Theoretically, I can try for 3 or 4 hours to get author time for the 8 remaining maps. On one hand, I feel that I mastered the basics enough to get the best times, but with the pressure to finish and the lack of my composure, it started to get me. I started doubting myself. Let's head on to the final day and see how I did. Perfect. 10 on 10. It was such a pleasant experience to drive on these maps, and there is a sense of progression you feel each time you get the tiniest improvement. It's such a dopamine rush when all the skills gets imprinted in your brain and you start driving smoothly and getting better and better each run. Through this experience, I discovered how frustration can be rewarding and how perseverance is the key to achieve objectives no matter how bad you are. This video inspired me to get author time on all the remaining tracks in the summer campaign and even get the #1 rank in the Japanese ladder of Trackmania. Thank you guys for watching, subscribe for more videos, and as always, see you soon. Bye.